Hi everyone. I am a VTuber known as Echoes, and I'll be covering episode 3 of Gundam Witch of Mercury. So pretty much reacting on some key moments and just adding some of my thoughts. So yeah, let's get started. Anyway, so pretty much in the beginning, you see Miorine followed by Suletta after Miorine tells her that, hey, you gotta win this duel so, we don't get expelled and stuff. And then Miorine is like, but I don't want to because just want to, live like a normal school life. Like, she has like this list that she states about things that she wants to do, like going on dates or adding contacts to her phone or calling friends nicknames and things. It's like the cutest thing. You could tell that's like inspired by a lot of anime that she's seen. That she has such a list, and then Mina's like, "Oh, you're such a dummy," but also like does like acknowledge what Suletta wants here. I think it's just a very very cute moment, and I also love that they're in zero gravity and floating. Some of my favorite things in anime is when people are in zero gravity. So cool, so cool. You only get a similar effect when you're underwater, so very very cool. She even does the whole forehead flick too. That's cute. Um, and obviously they do the pinky promise kind of thing. If I can remember, yeah, it looks like they'll make a deal with what in order for Mirai to get what she wants and Suletta, to obviously stay in school so she can achieve the things she has on her list, a little checklist. And then you see here is when Jeturk's new mobile suit, provided by his father's company and his father, is pretty much provided some sort of super smart AI in order to quote unquote win. I consider kind of like a cheat in a way. Um, so yeah, so and he's like, why do I need an AI if like I could just win on my own, right? And then pretty much his father's like, no, it's pretty much like you have to win no matter what. And it's not just about you, it's about everyone else involved too. So it's sort of like his father's trying to give him the bigger picture, but also isn't acknowledging his son's strength at all. He's like, you're gonna use this AI instead of yourself. So it shows that his father doesn't really trust him at all to win by himself. It's kind of a shame. Kind of shows why this guy has such low self-esteem with himself, so he acts so arrogant. Shame, poor guy. Um, yeah, he has such a sad face. Poor guy. Yeah, and he's like, if you want me to be acknowledged, me to acknowledge you, you gotta win. And it's like, man, his father is the definition of a toxic parent, man. Ugh. Anyway, and then we'll skip the opening because I covered it already. And the other reaction. And then you see here is when Celotta's getting ready in front of her mom. And her mom is confirmed to be Lady Prospera. See, she has. Also, it's interesting that she has this like undersuit. I don't know what it's for really. I wonder if it's just mostly just to help deal with the coldness of space. So it's like what do you call it? It's like meant to keep your body heat close to your body. It's under specifically the uniform. One sec. Let me see. Wait until I get the picture of her mom. Yeah, see right here. So you can see that here it shows that Lady Prospera is Celotta's mom. Kind of confirms it. You can see pretty much the same, similar hair color, face, and kind of thing. So you could tell. I'm glad they didn't hide that for very long because it was kind of obvious that this woman was Celotta's mom. Yeah, and also she says that Ariel and Suletta aren't Gundams specifically. So that's kind of interesting that she's trying to differentiate their relationship. And also another interesting thing they pointed out is that Lady Prospera Aka, Soletta's mom, mentions that that both Ariel and Soletta are both her daughters, which is interesting. It also considers Ariel to be female as an AI as well. So acknowledges obviously the Ariel as being sentient, but also specifically referred to as being a female AI. Really like that little detail right there. Obviously, the mom is like, "Hey, good luck at work," which is super cute, and you can see that they have like out of the parents in the show, these two seem to have the better relationship between the two. And obviously they refer to the helmet here. Pretty much just confirms that she's Lady Prospera. And then pretty much you see all the students like, oh, she's just a cheater, blah blah blah. And then this lady comes in. I forgot her name again, but pretty much she's a huge lady with the blue highlight in the hair. Pretty much is like a huge Gundam nerd. So she was asking Suletta a variety of questions, and obviously Suletta's thanking her for helping her out with the scooter thing from before, which is really cute. And then Jeturk comes in with his cronies. And then he's like, we're going to fight for real this time because the last one didn't count. And then Suletta does acknowledge him as a fighter. And she's also kind of relieved that's him because like she's like, I won against you once. I can win against you again kind of thing. She gets a little confident here because of that. So that's kind of cute. And she obviously going to class because, you know, that's important. She's never been to school before and wants to be on time. That's really cute. And then looks like, if I can remember, I think this hard drive is something AI related, is the feeling I get. It's given to Jeturk's father from Suletta's mom. I'm pretty sure Suletta's mom is just testing, using the AI as a test for Ariel itself. So she's using him, and he's using her, so it's like both using each other in the end. And then Shadiq, father, is like, look into this girl more. We gotta figure out why so many people are supporting Ariel and Suletta. Yeah, so it's interesting. And also why Delling, the leader of the group, is like kind of bending to the will of Suletta's mom's company. So that's interesting. And also they're trying to figure out who she is more. And Shadiq's like kind of like looking at the info available on her, which is interesting. Shadiq's looking handsome as usual. And he's just glad that things are kind of shaking up. Can understand that, of course, because like he's also sort of a tool of his parent too. Yeah, this should kind of show just how much children are controlled by their parents in this, especially when they're backed by humongous corporations. And then you can see that here's where Miorine is letting Suletta into kind of her sanctuary, her garden, which is super cute. Especially since Miorine is trying to, you know, fix her house because, you know, got, you know, all damaged from before, and Suletta's obviously helping her bring fertilizer and stuff. That's very cute. And then this guy is like interested in her. I think he's just interested in the tech, honestly. Because you know, he only noticed her when she was using the Gundam specifically. So I think it's just the mobile suit. But regardless, he's helping her. He's actually pretty nice. He's like kind of deadpan. He doesn't really have expressions, but he has just, what's the word? He says the right things, I guess. Like he's also is probably one of the first contacts in her phone besides Miorine's, which is super cute. Because one of her wish lists was to add things to her list, which makes sense. Yeah, and something that Suletta always wanted, and he adds her, which is super cute. So first boy, first boy on the phone. And yeah, he also acknowledges her list as well of things that she wants to do, and like says like, "Oh, good luck. Hope you can do everything." Very very kind words. Hard to tell how genuine he is though because of the deadpanness, but he's trying. I can appreciate that. Seems like a nice guy. And then she's like, oh, Suletta wants to go on dates too, and Suletta's so embarrassed. Oh man, that's so cute. Then oh yeah, if I can remember, this guy wanted to bring Suletta to it's called dueling committee, not dueling council, as I pretty sure it's committee. And they pretty much go through the general like procedure, the typical procedures. She's scared by Jeturk as usual. So they take their vows with pretty much Suletta wanting Jeturk to apologize to Miorine. And if I can remember, Jeturk is pretty much doing what his father wants. And pretty much like getting, you know, Suletta expelled and stuff, and obviously wanting to win and get his title back, which makes sense. And what's interesting here is that this dude in the middle, he is kind of taking the role of Anthe in a way, where he is the one who helps initiate the duel. He's like, quote unquote, the observer and respectively the judge. Kind of interesting role he has here. You would expect it to kind of be Miorine, but it's not. It's this dude here. So, yep. And then, yeah, these are, yep, pretty much mention what they want. And then, what's the word? And then, oh yeah, this lady's making fun of him. Pretty much like, oh, you only like, oh yeah, she only wants him because of his market value. I feel like she like invested stocks in his company. Is like, you better not let your market value drop or I'm gonna lose money, kind of thing. So she doesn't really value him either. She's only using him. And I think that's why this guy's feeling so alone, is because everyone's using him for something, but they're not acknowledging him for himself. And I think that's where a lot of his conflict comes from. Kind of a shame. And then you see, what I like here is that you can see like that pretty much Suletta is talking to him, and she's actually respecting him for once. Pretty much saying like, oh, because you're you're fighting with me directly, I already respect you because you're not running away from your problems. Like, and then she obviously explains her philosophy to him about the, if you run, you gain 1, if you face forward, you gain 2, kind of thing. So I could understand that at the very least. Sorry, I gotta refresh. My browser's slow. I think everyone's watching the episode. Yep, okay, I'm back. All right. So, yeah, so pretty much, yep, she explains her philosophy, and then he, I think, gains a bit of a more insight into how she thinks. She's not an arrogant person, but she does believe in her strength. And he's like, I'm only going to win no matter what. And she's like, yeah, of course, but I'm going to win too. And it's not like her words aren't like lighthearted or anything. They're very much true. So yeah. And then it also explains about all the things that she wants to do. And like, oh yeah, and also talk about her mother specifically. About how her mother is such a nice person. Even though her mother is using her in a way, I think at least it's like slightly better. By the fact that she respects her daughter's strength, which is important. While in comparison, her in Jeturk's case, he doesn't his father doesn't respect him at all. So he has like this like rather like, see, he has this such like sad expression, like you could see here, where I see right here, it's like just kind of, yeah, especially when she's talking about her mother, it's like he's like I feel like he kind of is like wanting that like kindness as well. Like he's missing a lot of things, and he notices it when Suletta's talking about her mom specifically. And he also mentions like, yes, a very good parent, kind of thing. And yeah, and then obviously he's like, he's told like, oh, you gotta win. It's not just for you. It's just for other people too. Pretty much just shows he's being used. And then also, let's see. Yep, and then Miorine is like, say, we gotta work together, kind of thing, because both of their futures depend on it. And then the duel starts. So, what's interesting here is that pretty much, I think it's real. Yeah, they do the vows, and then, if I could remember, so what annoys Jeturk here is that he pretty much realizes that he isn't the one controlling the AI specifically. It's like the AI is controlling itself. He's like, what's going on here? Like, he realized that even when he's trying to control the mech, he isn't the one controlling it. It's the AI itself. And even like the funnels and stuff, like it's like, it's like self-aware. So he's not controlling it at all. He could like let go of the handles and nothing will change. So yeah. Also cool that he does use like a lance type weapon. It's a bit more prominent here. And also the AI, yeah, and you see here specifically, he removes it, and he's like, no matter, like, even if he tries to do something, like, nothing happens because, you know, it's already controlled. It's like kind of like having a robot on autopilot. And like also shows that like how far his father will go in order to win, even if like his son's in the suit, but his son isn't doing anything. He's like, I want to win like on my own. Like, why do you have to use all this tech in order to guarantee the results are the only thing that matters? And also he mentions, do you not need my will? Do you not acknowledge that I'm a person who also wants to win and wants to use my own strength? So I appreciate that small like reflective part here, where I think he becomes far more well aware that his father's doing a lot of things just for the sake of winning. And also there's this some sort of water thing where pretty much it's used to what do you call it, handicap Suletta, because Suletta is using beam sabers, or like her funnel specifically. And that system is abused in order to give Jeturk an unfair advantage and handicap Suletta because of it. Due to that, Suletta is like on the losing end because, you know, her main weapons are, you know, the Gundam technology, which uses the funnels and beam saber specifically. So Mira is like, hey, someone's messing with this. And then he goes figure out, and they fight against each other, which was really cool. And then you see these two are the ones who are messing with the water system. And then Mirai figures that out and messes with them. Kind of reminds me of that moment in also in Gundam Unicorn where Banaji uses one of these like grunt suits in order to like pretty much save Minerva. Reminds me of that as well. So here it's Mirai doing kind of something similar, but in order to prevent the tampering. And then once pretty much once the water systems go down, then pretty much Suletta is pretty much has a much for fair fight. And you can see all these people rooting for her. Even this guy. I don't know who he is. I don't think he was shown before, but I think all these people are quote unquote Earthians, even though Suletta specifically isn't from Earth, which is kind of funny. Obviously, Suletta's using her weapons and stuff, and then Jeturk decides to make a decision because the AI isn't like completely smart, so it's not really like going to his will. And then he's like, I'm gonna lose if this keeps going on. And then an important decision he makes here is that he actually breaks the AI's controls, and also realizes that that even if his father says like, oh, this duel isn't just for you, yeah, and also here we go. Let's see. And then you can see that the suit glows again once he's back in control. He's like, and then his father and his brother think, oh, this guy's just a dummy, because of he's not using the AI to win. But Jeturk wanted this anyway. Was that he wanted to gain? He's kind of reflecting what Miorine said before in the first duel, where like this is my fight. I'm the one who's can control. In a way, he also reflects Miorine as well, that they both want similar things to be beyond what just their parents want, which I appreciate here too. And then, yep, and then they pretty much continue fighting. I'm not gonna go into the exact fight details, but because you could probably see that for yourself. But it becomes a far more fair fight. And then pretty much at the end, Suletta does win. Because she removes it's called a blade antenna, which is used to designate the winner or loser. Even though it was kind of a difficult fight, it was like because Suletta was at the disadvantage here, and it has like this beautiful like clouds clearing when she wins. It's a really beautiful visual imagery as well. And like man, like this lady's amazing, kind of thing. I really enjoyed that, and then you can see that. Scylla is overwhelmed by all the messages, and then Mirai is helping her out, which is super cute. So yeah, I'm glad that it feels like they're getting more of a chemistry here, and also obviously Mirai is like happy that she's still in school, and then obviously Suletta is also in school, because they pretty much followed Miorine's father's rules, or Delling's rules, that as long, you know, everything is decided in Duel. So it goes with the system. Amir is obviously happy about that. And then you see here is where Jeturk gets out of his suit and kind of like acknowledges her as well. He acknowledges her strength, which I appreciate, which is, I think, super cute. So yeah, there's that. And I think, what does she want here again? Oh yeah. And then she apologized to him because she actually underestimated him before. She didn't realize that he was particularly strong, especially since in the first duel he kind of like lost so like badly because he was quote unquote not on guard against her. He didn't take her as a serious opponent at the time. But he also but what he likes specifically here is that she acknowledges his strength, and she's the only one who has so far. Everyone else is using him. And then he like, I love his reaction here. It's like so like, it's like such an adorable facial reaction here. See, like his face like completely changes. He's like, man, this girl, she gets it. She's the one who acknowledges me for my strength. And I could understand how like see his like eyes glow up and stuff. It's like the most adorable thing. Oh my god. It's like so cute. And then he even like goes out of his way to like propose to her. It's like, will you marry me? And you can see he's like, compared to like when he was speaking with Miorine, he like he actually acknowledges her more, because, you know, like not only is she a good pilot, but she acknowledges his strength. He's like, man, this girl's the only one who'll do it, then marry me, which is such a funny thing. And she has like such a funny face at the end. The whole proposal scene. Oh my god, so funny. Anyway, but yeah, just such a cute ending here. I'm glad that Suletta's kind of like pulling people up and also helping them break out of the chains caused by their parents being controlled all the time. Especially with Miorine and in this case, Jeturk too. She gains another person who wants to marry her, even though she's quote unquote Miorine's fiance, which is funny. And then at the end, the next episode is called Unseen Trap. I don't really know what that is going to be about. I wonder if Suletta fell into a trap, or maybe her mom fell into a trap.